Mr. McGovern to you. I am the assistant to the deputy administrative assistant to the district attorney of New York County. You are in training as assistant district attorneys of New York County. Now, my assistant title is a hell of a lot higher than your assistant title. So watch your asses, you're out of here. Now, you passed your bar exams and you're here because you didn't get a decent offer after law school, and you gotta start someplace. I know what you got in mind. You do your time here because you gotta have something on your resume. One or two, you figure maybe you get lucky. Maybe Alan Dershowitz, maybe Bruce Cutler will see you in court one day waiting for their cases to come up, and your career will be made. Most of you just want a stepping stone to some Wall Street law office, a divorce firm with society clients. You're in it for the money. So don't give me any crap about justice, the law, the sacredness of your duty, blah, blah, blah. You're out of here as fast as a decent offer comes around. You figure you can do better chasing ambulances. Listen, you're gonna fight judges that don't give a shit. Cops in court only see how much overtime they can rack up. Rapists, goners, teenagers shot a guy with a pair of sneakers, scam artists, pimps, lunatics who think they should be outside walking around Central Park trying to diddle 7-year-old kids. So now we know the truth. Okay. Your caseload may run 40 cases at a time.
You read your entire New York Penal Code and your ECAB manual.
Out of 5 divisions in the Rackets Division, Construction Industry Task Force, Official Corruption Unit, Organized Crime.
I'll set bail at $500.
Your Honor, this woman knifed the store security guards.
Come on, Counselor. $500 for her is like $50,000. Have a huh?
You weren't just caught with a nickel bag, Eduardo. You gotta help me help you. I can get you into rehab. You wanna die in some toilet with a spike in your arm? Fuck you. I represent the law. You show me respect. You get me? You wanna die in some toilet with a spike in your arm? Why do you think you should be released, Mr. Agonostis?
I signed myself in. I can sign myself out. I signed myself in. I can sign myself out. I signed myself in. I can sign myself out. I signed myself in. I can sign myself out. I signed myself in. I can sign myself out. I signed myself in.
We cannot let these people run wild in the streets. I know you will do right by the people of New York. Thank you. Your Honor. Excuse me.
Telling me.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. The judge can't.
I gotta cut down on the coffee. I'm like a goddamn pipe. I drink it, piss it out 5 minutes later. I keep telling you, decaf, decaf. I've tried it. I'd rather piss. You know, I'm still not used to it. Every time we gotta hit the door. You're a lucky son of a bitch. You know, I haven't slept for 2 nights.
Well, I think maybe I got no imagination because I never think of nothing going wrong. Sleep like a baby, with butterflies. Then maybe it's because I got you to protect me.
Yeah, maybe you're just stupid.
I'm definitely stupid. I'm also bigger than you, so why don't you let me hit the door this time?
Listen, you big slob. How many times do I have to tell you? You're the junior member of the firm. The little guy goes first, okay? That bastard could be up there now counting money. Listen, if we go in tonight, you and me, we go fast, right? Everybody wants this bastard. We got all 3 goddamn precincts coming together in the 4 corners of this 1 block. I don't want any of those pricks from the 6'4", the 6'5", horning in on this, right? We did the fucking work. We got the fucking collar.
Yeah, what about backup?
We got the warrant. We're the ones sitting here getting hemorrhoids. We get the collar.
You think Shmuley the Stooly's gonna show up tonight or what?
He's a junkie. How can you trust a junkie?
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're gonna buy one someday, you come on me like that?
Oh, fuck you, cop. Think it's easy, huh? Been crawling here so nobody spots me. You think it's easy.
Hey, you're breaking my heart, scumbag. You just knock next time, I'm gonna take your fucking head off.
Why are you talking to me like that, huh? Liam, why is he talking to me like that?
It's because really he loves you, Shmuel. You're our favorite rat. He's rough on you because he doesn't want the other rats. We got to get jealous. Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, fuck you, too.
Got the bullshit. What do you got?
Well, maybe I got nothing.
Here, dickhead. Get the fuck out of here.
He's up there now. He's up there now. Apartment 3D.
Alone?
I don't know, maybe he's got some quiff with him, huh?
Is he carrying?
Come on, George Washington don't make a move without a rocket in his pocket. Come on.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you guys are swell, you know? Yeah, really swell. I hope he gives you one in the kneecap, huh? Boom!
Okay. Let's go. Liam, I want to call for backup.
But I'm trussed up like a deer in a fender by the time they get here.
740, this is Allegretto. We got a fix on Jordan Washington, 1117 Barnard Street, apartment 3, David. We got 2 plainclothes going in with warrants. Send backup. Come heavy. Ten 13.
1013 location.
1013, we got an officer down, 1117 Barnard.
1117 Barnard.
Not give orders around here. This is
I got a man bleeding up there.
Then get the hell up there and help him. Now.
What the fuck are you doing? Get the fucking ambulance here! Fucking I'll come out and myself. Get the fucking thing here!
Okay, where the fuck is that, huh?
Where the getting there. We're getting there.
Goddamn tax money in this city. Couldn't get an auditorium here. What? Ah! All right, listen up. I just come from a meeting with the mayor and the police commissioner. We're gonna get this son of a bitch in 72 hours, or a lot of you are gonna be looking for jobs. We got 3 dead cops. One cop, we don't know if he's gonna live, and the biggest dope dealer in the city got away in an NYPD car. We had a fuck-up of historical proportions. And 3 precinct captains are joining the homeless, I kid you not. Okay. So what is the district attorney, that's me for you new kids on the block, doing about it? On direct instructions from the mayor, every detective in our investigative division is to drop what he is working on and to report to the 6-4, the 6-5, and the 7-4 to work with them. You're supposed to be the best detectives in this city, and we're goddamn well going to see if that is true. For the rest of you in the trial division, are on the executive staff. If a cop or detective needs a search warrant at 3 a.m., you ought to type it up, go to a judge's house, pull him off his wife or whoever else he's on top of, and get it signed. If anybody calls for a definition of probable cause, reasonable suspicion, stop and search, you look it up and fax it to him in 3 minutes, or your ass is mine, and you bend the fucking rules. I don't want any goddamn civil liberties subtleties here. We get this cop-killing son of a bitch, and I'll do it the ACLU later. Do you hear me? Who the fuck are you, and why are you late? Huh?
Sean Casey, sir. I was at the hospital with my father.
Oh, my God.
Come here, kid. First, how is he? He's critical, but he's stable. They think the operation went well. How bad was he hit? He had 3 bullet wounds, and there was a lot of slivers from, damage from the door to some of his eyes.
You gave blood?
Yes, twice.
You hear that, you dead asses? This kid just gave his blood twice. So? Get to work now, come on. Sean.
Elihu, in my office.
Sean, I'm Elihu Harris, of course. Sorry to meet under these circumstances. Come on, I'll show you the way to Morgan's office.
Down the hall.
Over here. Right down.
I know. Here, here. Sit. Have you eaten anything? All right.
No.
Eileen, call downstairs. 2 eggs over light, bacon very crisp, toasted bagel, butter and jam, and a large pot of coffee. Get it here fast. Eli, you want anything?
No, thanks.
Does the hospital know how to reach you?
I think I left an office number.
Sean, but you're going to answer your phone if you're not there. Eileen, if there are any calls from the hospital for Sean Casey, have them transferred here. So, kid, tell me, is he conscious?
Not yet.
But the operation, it went well.
Well, I think that's what they said. It was so many technical times.
Eileen, call Dr. Pritzker. Tell him I want a no bullshit report on Sean's... Excuse me, what is your father's first name?
Liam.
Liam? Liam Casey. And to keep me informed. Pritzker's the head of surgery. He owes me.
Thank you, Mr. Morgenstern.
Morgie. Morgie to you, Sean, but not in front of those assholes you came in with. How old are you, kid?
33.
You're older than the rest of your class. How come?
Right after college,
What college?
St. John's. Right after St. John's, I joined the force, but I was trying to get my law degree at night. I was working 3 shifts. It took a long time.
You hear that? Not like you, Eli. No ivy walls, no cute little co-eds with high tits and tight asses. Eli here, his folks have a private seat reserved for family members at Harvard Law School.
Morgie's still angry I didn't have to go to City College.
Goddamn right. In this office, it pays to know the street. You know the street, kid.
I know the street.
I bet you do. Okay. Doch ist auf den Tisch. Sean. You know why you're here?
Not really, Mr. Morgenstern.
Morgie.
Morgie, you're being very kind.
It's not in my character. I always want something in return. Right, Eli? You don't mind if I call you Eli, right? Elihu, I don't know. It's almost hard for me to say. Eli. It's more Hamish. Hamish, that's a word of my people. It means
Cozy.
to feel at home with. That's why your people use chintz. Sean, when we capture Jordan, and we will, he's going to be tried. It's the easiest case this office will ever have. He left one empty gun behind. His prints are on it. I'll bet you whatever you want, ballistics will find bullets in one of those 4 cops that came from that gun. He's the worst dope dealer in Harlem. A murderer of his own people. A monster. As I said, easiest case this office will ever have. I hope they get him alive. Because I want him put on trial by this office. And you know who the prosecutor's going to be? You, Sean. You're going to try him. That's right, you, Sean. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Morgie, with apologies to you, Sean. Morgie, this is a giant case. Sean has never tried anything like this in size or importance.
Mr. Morgenstern, Morgie, Mr. Harrison's right. I'm new at this. A mistake can ruin the case.
There's
Wouldn't
no
want
problem
that
here. My son could win this case, and he's not out of high school. And he's stupid. This case is not complicated.
Morgie, are you serious?
I can always tell when I make a joke. I'm the guy who laughs loudest.
Sir, Morgie.
Look, kid. Whose father is laying up there with tubes coming out of every hole he's got? Whose blood is flowing in his veins now, this minute? And who put him there? Case closed.
Food is here. Shall I bring it in?
No, put it in D'Angelo's office. Kid, go eat. There's a couch in there. D'Angelo's in Florida on vacation. Eat, grab some kip. I'll wake you if there's any word from the hospital. You got a career-making case coming up.
Thank you.
Why are you doing this?
He's at the top of his class. Simple case. I don't know. That feeling about him.
You mean that?
You bet your goy ass I do.
You realize I'll have to resign.
So? Resign.
Morgie, I'm senior trial counsel. Turning this over to anybody but me is an insult that's incredibly damaging to me, to my career. But to turn it over to an ADA with 8 months' experience is more than insulting. It's shocking, humiliating, and it's unacceptable.
Listen to me, you prick. You think I don't know what's going on? The walls have ears, my friend. Those little planted stories in the papers, Morgenstern is old, Morgenstern's got heart problems, Morgenstern lost his touch. That's your work, Eli. You and that goddamn PR firm you hired. You thought I didn't know. I got lots of friends, Eli. People owe me. You're going to go against me in the primary, aren't you? And if I whip your ass, and I will, you return to the party of your people and make the run against me that way. And you think I'm going to hand you a career-making case so you can destroy me? What do you think, I'm an idiot, you mamza? That's a word of my people. You want to know what it means? Yeah. Bastard!
So, if he lives, you've got your hero cop as a witness being questioned by his heroic, self-made son. You've got Rivera, Oprah, maybe even Charlie Rose explaining how you made this heartwarming choice. Do you think I'm an idiot? Let me give you 3 words of my people. Go fuck yourself.
Up your ass.
How you doing, Nails?
Nails.
Nails. I used to call you that, remember? Long time ago.
Nails.
Remember? Whenever you wanted me to do something, you used to say, nail it, son. As long as I can remember, you pitch me a ball in the park. You'd say, here, nail it, son. Remember? Got a tough exam. Nail it, Shano. I liked it. Never said it to anybody else. That's why I called you that.
I got it.
Good.
Remember. Liked you calling me that.
Something terrific has happened. When they get Washington, guess who's gonna prosecute him? It's me, Pop.
Whole career opening up.
Guess who the chief witness is gonna be, Pop?
Huh?
You. First on the scene. First to go down. You're gonna be on the stand. I'm gonna be asking the questions.
My God, John. Everything your mother and I worked for.
I know. It's gonna happen, Pop. They're kicking me out.
Yeah.
You get some rest, okay?
Sure.
Nails.
Son of a bitch. I love you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning, Sam.
Hi, Sam. Good morning. I have an announcement to make. I have agreed to defend Jordan Washington.
What? So you know where he is?
Yes, I know where he is. I want to arrange for a quiet surrender to the district attorney's office.
How and when did you contact each other?
Through an intermediary.
Well, talk about defense.
Sam,
What possible defense do you plan to offer in this case?
You working for the DA's office, Bill? The paper certainly does.
You seem so willing to talk, Sam. Why are you being so quiet?
No. You're all going to have to just wait for the trial. And let me assure you that we want the trial. Fact. Emily, would you send Mr. Washington in, please?
How long have you had it? Does the DA know that he's here?
Jordan, now's your chance. Make a statement. What's the fee going to be?
My client will not answer any questions. Would you take off your shirt and lower your trousers, please?
Sam.
Notice, ladies and gentlemen, that he is completely unmarked. Turn around, please. There are no bruises, no breaks of skin. I would like you to notice particularly the kidney area, which is a favorite police target. Also the buttocks and the genitals. Thank you very much. We are delivering Jordan in perfect condition. We have a car waiting downstairs. We're going downtown now to deliver Mr. Washington to District Attorney Morgenstern. We'd like you all to come along as witnesses so that we can all be sure that Mr. Washington shows up for his first day of trial in exactly the same condition as you see him here today.
He's bringing Washington down here to surrender. That fucking Vagoda just wants to rub our noses in it. We couldn't capture him. He surrendered voluntarily. Well, fuck Vagoda. Lawrence, you get your men down there. And when that car turns into Worth Street, you stop it, you drag the black son of a bitch onto the street and cuff him. I want 4 officers, 1 in each arm, 1 in each leg, to drag that man into the building, throw him in a fucking cell, because that's what I promised the people of the city, and that's what they're going to get. I'm not going to let that little commie shyster humiliate this office. And if he gets in the way, arrest him for obstruction of justice.
Here they come! Guys!
Wait it through, wait it through.
Lieutenant, I am surrendering my client according to legal procedure. Just a minute. There is no need for that.
You are obstructing our counsel. You're not to your client. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Camera, get the camera down.
Let the light be inside. What? This is a complete, unnecessary, and excessive use of
Channel 11's legal expert, Joshua Fields.
Well, District Attorney Morgenstern has had a disaster. What was supposed to be a quiet surrender of Jordan Washington turned into a 3-ring circus. There could be grounds for a change of venue appeal at mid...
The hell do you want?
You've buried yourself. I've come to gloat. You know as well as I, Vagoda's a great attorney. If he's defending Washington, then you know you've got something to worry about. That's beside the fact that he'll have every black militant and left-wing group in the city blocking every bridge, disrupting every highway, and screaming police brutality under your window every night when you're trying to get some sleep. And he'll eat your hero cop lawyer alive.
Fuck you.
I'm withdrawing my resignation. Thank you for taking your time accepting it. You, my Hebraic friend, are in trouble on this case, and I can't wait to see you take the fall. Good night.
Ran riot.
This is Liam, Casey. Please leave a message.
Hey, Pop. I hope this means you're sleeping, not dancing somewhere. Tomorrow's the big day. Wish me luck. Hey, Morgie, this is Sean. I just wanted to call to say how much I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I won't let you down.
Mr. Casey, your opening statement.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to be very brief. This city just recently buried 3 police officers. A 4th is recovering from 3 bullet wounds. One of the dead officers was shot by another unidentified officer because of the confusion created by the defendant's actions. The other two dead officers and the wounded police officer had bullets in their bodies that came from the defendant's gun. It's that simple. The case against the defendant is defined by 3 gravestones and a set of crutches. Now, I have no doubt of our proof, and I have no doubt of your eventual verdict. So I thank you.
Dakota?
Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Mr. Casey has stated the facts, and we don't dispute one word of what he said. However, you have to be crazy to shoot 3 cops. And Jordan Washington is not crazy. What Mr. Casey has left out is that my client was fighting for his life. What Mr. Casey has left out is that my client was going to be executed. What Mr. Casey has left out is that cops from 3 precincts, the 6-4, the 6-5, and the 7-4, were in business with my client and had been for years. And as in so many businesses, there was a falling out among partners. Somebody else was offering a better price for the protection services that these precincts were providing, and when my client refused to go along with that new price, it was decided that he had to go. Why do you think 3 precincts responded to that call? Jordan Washington knew what was happening the moment that he heard footsteps in the hall. And he was not going to sit idly by and wait for his executioners to destroy him. Now, it is true. Jordan Washington fired through that door. And it is true that bullets from my client's gun took the lives of 2 more New York City cops. But their dying began well before that tragic night. Their deaths began on the day that corrupt cops agreed to protect dope dealing in Harlem. Now, I grieve for those dead policemen. As far as I know, they were not part of any conspiracy. But I cannot let a man go to jail for the rest of his life for doing what is acknowledged as a man's most basic right, the right of self-defense. Thank you.
Dakota's witness list includes 17 cops from the 6-4, the 6-5, and the 7-4. What do you mean, don't worry?
Because it's bullshit. It's a theory. Theories are crap. It just wants to confuse and divert the jury. Just don't let it divert you. 3 dead cops, 1 seriously wounded. That's your case.
Cops on the take, Morgie.
No kidding. Thanks for the information.
Washington had to be paying somebody.
Will you stop worrying about it? That's another trial. Just take 1. That's another trial. This trial is about...
3 dead cops, 1 seriously wounded, I know.
Oh, I mean! I told you not spicy. Say.
So you were completely occupied with Detective Casey, and you really knew nothing about what was going on down in the streets?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Thank you, Detective. Your witness.
Detective Allegretto, have you ever heard of the name Kleinhoff?
Who?
Kleinhoff.
No, not that I can recall.
Thank you. That's all.
Witness is excused.
Detective Liam Casey. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Good morning, Detective Casey.
Morning, Counselor.
Detective Casey, you're assigned to the 7-4 precinct?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
9 years.
And you've been a detective for how long?
20 years.
And how long have you been a policeman?
36 years.
36 years. So you're well past your eligibility for retirement.
Oh, they'll have to carry me out. In fact, they almost did.
You tell us how you became involved with the defendant.
Well, we all knew him. Jordan Washington. I mean, the word on the street was Kingpin, top dog, numero uno, MM.
MM?
Yeah, mean...
Yes?
Mean motherfucker. That's what we called him, MM.
And how did you specifically get involved in the pursuit of him?
Well, me and my partner, that's Joey Allegretta, we have us a snitch. Actually, I can't tell you his name.
We understand.
One day, 6-7 months ago, we learned the defendant. We got lucky. We'd see him coming in or out.
So you cased that house for 2.5 weeks, all day and all night.
Damn near. Oh, wait. A couple of times we missed some hours. Once we both got sick from some bad hero sandwiches, things like that.
Why didn't you ask for help from the precinct?
In narcotics, you gotta be careful. On a good lead, you don't want too much word out.
What did you then do?
We got lucky. Sunday night, the snitch showed.
That's Sunday, the 13th of October.
Yes, sir. So now we're in business.
So then you had absolutely no knowledge of what was going on outside?
Hey, the next thing I saw was you standing by my bed in ICU at Metropolitan.
Thank you, Detective. Your witness, Counsel.
Good afternoon, Detective Casey. You on sick leave now, Detective?
Yes.
What's the prognosis?
Pretty good. 6-8 months, I'll be as good as new. Glad to hear it.
I only have 2 or 3 areas that I'd like to cover. You had a warrant?
Yes.
Now, something that you said has made me curious. This thing about not getting any help during what must have been an arduous, even torturous surveillance. You testified on a good lead, you don't want too much word out. What did you mean by that?
Narcotics are complicated. The fewer people know about what you're doing, the better it is.
Does that apply to your fellow officers?
Objection, Your Honor. The charge here is murder, not police corruption.
The defense may tie the two together, Your Honor.
Line of questioning you opened up, Counselor. Overruled. You may answer, Detective Casey.
You have to be careful.
I don't understand. Are you saying that narcotics information is a two-way street? That police officers can be informed about dealers, and that dealers can be informed about police officers?
I'm not sure I get the question.
Well, then, regretfully, I must be blunt. Were you afraid that if you involved any other officers, that one of them might get word to Jordan Washington?
Like I said, you gotta be careful.
I'm sorry to press you, Detective, but I must ask you to answer either yes or no.
Yes.
And since you didn't share this information with men of your own precinct, you certainly didn't share it with officers of any other precinct. Am I correct? Yes or no?
I shared it with nobody.
Except your partner.
Except my partner.
I just have one more question. You ever heard of the name Kleinhoff?
Not that I know of.
He's an ex-police officer. In fact, the records indicate that the two of you served in the same precinct for a period of some 2 weeks. It was a long time ago, about 20 years. Kleinhoff, does that name sound familiar?
No, Counselor. Like you said, a long time ago.
I understand. Thank you, that's all.
740 Stella Greta, we got a fix on Jordan Washington, 1117.
Shall I play it for you again, Lieutenant? We hear Detective Allegretto very clearly calling into the 74th Precinct. Why did men from the 64th Precinct respond?
They thought maybe more help might be needed.
More help? But just a few seconds had elapsed before your men responded. Why? How did your men know that more help was needed? Did I hear you correctly, Sergeant? Men of the 6-5 responded because an officer down call had come in?
Yes, sir.
But the officer down call did not go out until almost 2 minutes after the original call came in, and men from the 6-5 were already on their way. How do you explain that? You drove, and I quote, like a bat out of hell. Why?
It was a big collar. We wanted in on it.
Finally, someone gives me a straight answer. You were how old at this point?
6 or 7.
And this was your 5th foster home?
I don't know. I lost count.
What about brothers and sisters, Mr. Washington?
5 of us. We got split up early. And no foster home wanted 5 kids.
You were the youngest?
That's right.
Where was your mother during this time?
All over. Mama was all over.
She was a user, an addict. What happened to her?
I don't know.
Father?
Never knew.
How old were you, Mr. Washington, when you hit the streets permanently?
Maybe 10.
How did you live?
I became a runner.
A drug runner.
That's right.
Could you give us a description of how you lived over the next few years?
I kind of moved up. I learned where the money goes. Then I got busted, did 2.5 in Elmira.
And when you got out?
Carved out a piece of turf for myself. Took it, 1 block at a time. And nobody's stopping me.
So now you were a full-time dealer.
That's right.
In your experience, Mr. Washington, what is the most important thing that a full-time dealer needs?
There's 3 different things. Place to buy it, a place to sell it, and protection.
Protection from other dealers?
Nah. See, I takes care of that myself.
Protection from what?
Shit!
And how do you protect yourself from all this?
So how do you do anything? Money.
Who is Kurt Kleinhoff?
Ex-cop. My bag man.
Meaning the one who pays everyone off.
That's right.
Could you tell us how that works?
First of the month, Kleinhoff go out with a little black satchel, look like a doctor bag. And he stops by the bar, the precinct, and the piece upon, he pay off cops. So much for the patrolman, so much for the sergeant, lieutenant, captain, etc., etc., etc.
How much?
600 grand a year.
How much?
600 grand a year, 50 grand a month, 3 precincts to pay off.
And those precincts were?
6, 4, 6, 5, 7, 4.
And could you give us the names of the officers involved?
Objection, Your Honor. The defendant was not present at the alleged payoffs. We must not take his word on this. He must not name names.
Sustained.
Who is Carlos Alvarez?
Guy trying to take over my operation.
And how did he try?
See, he moved the ante up. He offered the cops 650 grand a year. So my police friends tried to shake me down for another 50. But I said, nah, get the fuck out of here. See, once that shit starts, I'm finished. So I said, nah. And I figured I'd take care of Alvarez my own way.
And did you?
Nah. See, I never got the chance. See, Alvarez figured I'd be coming on after him. So he tell the cops, and they don't want to give up that 50, so they come on after me.
And that was the night of October 13th.
Yeah. But I knew what was happening maybe a month before that. Kleinhoff say, first time they find you, they're coming on after you.
Now, we're perfectly aware you grew up amid conditions that were heartbreaking. Let me ask you something. You remember the first time you hit somebody?
Nah. Seems like I'm always hitting or being hit.
Oh, yes, because you said in your testimony here, and I quote, I carved out a piece of turf for myself. I took it, end quote. That must have taken a lot of hitting, didn't it? Did it? Well, you were expanding your drug empire, and I quote, 1 block at a time. Did you ever kill anybody?
Your Honor, I am instructing my client not to answer that question on the grounds of self-incrimination.
Are you pleading the Fifth Amendment, Mr. Washington?
Yes.
Did you ever order anyone killed?
Same instructions, Your Honor.
Fifth Amendment.
When you were in jail for assault with a deadly weapon, did you ever kill anybody?
Fifth Amendment.
When your turf was firmly established and you were now numero uno, top dog, kingpin, MM, did you ever kill anybody? Did you ever order anybody?
Say enough of this. We'll ask questions and wait for responses in a civilized way.
Your Honor, the prosecutor is baiting my
Sit down, Mr. Vigoda. I'll run this courtroom with no help from you nor anyone. Continue, Mr. Casey.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let's go to the night of the shootout. Sunday, October 13th. Did you hear Detective Casey and Allegretto coming up the stairs?
Yeah.
When you fired 15 shots straight at the door, did you see Detective Casey go down?
The door was there.
But by the end of your fusillade, the door was in pieces. Did you see Detective Casey get hit?
No.
Did you see any blood?
No.
You got down to the basement. Did you see 2 policemen?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see their faces before you fired?
Yeah.
Were they young or old?
I don't know.
You just said you saw their faces.
Not clear.
Which is it? Yes or no?
I don't know.
When you fired your .357 Magnum at him, did you see where the bullets hit?
Yeah.
Where'd they hit?
1 in the head and 1 in the body.
Where's that blood?
Oh, yeah.
Lots of it?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Did any get on your tiny white sneakers? 2 hours. Good or bad sign?
Good sign. Who knows?
Guilty on all 5 charges.
Okay, everybody. Well, did I smell it, huh? You all thought I was nuts, but I knew this kid had it. Had it all. John, come on up here. John.
Yeah.
Come on. A boundless love of the truth and an instinct for the jugular vein. That's what makes a great prosecutor. And I cannot think of a better moment to announce my run for re-election. I'm glad that opposing counsel has seen fit to join us here tonight. Welcome, come on, welcome. You know, I may offer Sam to go to the chairmanship of my fundraising committee. You should live so long. All right, have a good time. Sir, Sean Casey, Sean Mayor Williams.
Congratulations, Mr. Casey. I couldn't imagine this was your first major case. Brilliantly done. Brilliantly. Where's your father? He's in the back.
Liam, over here.
Mr. Casey.
Gentlemen,
Come in.
this way.
Smile, look here.
Thank you.
Please,
Casey,
right
one
here.
more way, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Great.
See you guys tomorrow. Right.
I never knew I'd be helping the prosecution. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Peggy Lindstrom.
I know.
We met once in an elevator.
Mm.
I work for Sam Bacoda. One of 12 irreplaceable assistants.
I know that. I saw you at the trial.
Sit.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. I don't know if you can make it erect.
I think I can. Classy car.
I'm lucky. My parents have money.
Where are we going?
Home.
I live in Queens.
I don't.
Miracle.
I know, but only to people that I want to like me.
How do you decide?
Instinct. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when you cross-examined Washington. I knew I was watching the start of a great career. I knew that at least I wanted to get Jen to bed.
How come you don't wait to be asked?
I hate that coy bullshit. I live my life as openly and as honestly as possible. You're completely attractive.
I know.
So now you get 3 a.m. scrambled eggs. I get ice cream, and I hope I'm impressing you enough so that we'll see each other again.
I'm very impressed we'll see each other again.
And still, tonight wasn't casual for me.
Well, it started casual for me. I was a little loaded. It's a beautiful, sexy woman. What's there to lose? Right now, it feels like the beginning of something.
Can you spend the night?
Impelliteri's setting the sentencing date tomorrow. I should show up in my other suit.
See? First heartbreak already.
I'll make up for it.
How?
I don't know. Okay.
Forget about it. Nothing left of that joke but a skeleton. God only knows how long he's been down. Well, kids were crabbing. One of their lines got snagged. How do you like that?
On the first charge, would you stand, Mr. Washington? On the first charge, the death of Patrolman Finney, the sentence is 25 years to life with no parole. On the second charge, the death of Patrolman Katz, 25 years to life, no parole. On the third charge, the wounding of Detective Casey, 25 years to life, no parole. On the fourth and fifth charges, 15 to 25 years each with no parole, sentences to run consecutively. Goodbye, Mr. Washington.
Hey, you know that floater you fished out last week? Yeah, we finally got an ID on him. NYPD Medical. Name of Kleinhoff.
That man is Pat DeStefano. And if we stick together, we can win it all! We can win it all!
Let's stop fucking around. Now, I'm sure you've each got somebody whose name you'd like to put up. And we're only 2 hours away from the 6 o'clock news. Now, I've got an idea.
Morgie's in ICU. I'd like to ask your prayers for him tonight. But we are a party rich in talent.
I would like to place a nomination, and I would be proud if you accepted it by acclamation. For the office of District Attorney, I nominate
Sean Casey.
Wish she could have seen it. I wish she could have heard it. Just hope she knows.
She knows.
Yeah, I think you're right. She's got to be as proud as I am.
Well, I hope she wasn't disappointed.
What?
She always had hopes of me joining the church. I know she wanted me to.
Tempted?
I was. We were blessed, Pop.
That's the word. We were blessed.
That's right.
Hello?
I know you're busy, but it's important that we meet.
Okay. What's good for you?
Well, I'll meet you anytime you want. But, Sean, someplace where neither of us can wear a wire. You heard that the body that they fished out of the river turned out to be Kurt Kleinhoff. If you win, I want you to pursue that murder. As soon as you can, use the investigation division of the DA's office. Going through any precincts is not the best way to find out what you're looking for. Sooner or later, you're going to run into dirty cops.
You're not telling me you believe your defense. You heard the tapes, you heard the testimonials. Total chaos on the street that night.
Jordan Washington is scum. Sometimes I just get so sick inside. So discouraged, you know. I feel like we have to just give up on an entire generation. Lock them up and throw away the key.
Am I hearing this from the last of the 60s radicals? You conning me?
Yes to the first and no to the second.
Why'd you take the case?
Because I was after something else.
What?
Sean, the first rule of the drug world. There can't be that much money around without dirty cops. That's what I wanted to get to.
Why? Who appointed you?
My 15-year-old daughter. When she OD'd. You know, when your kid dies before you, it's not the natural order of things. Your whole life changes.
when I was a cop at the 103 in Queens. 4 cops got caught on the pad. It was nothing big. Usual, C note a month. But I remember I was ducking into the station house because I didn't want to get cornered by the reporters. I didn't want to get caught on camera because I was ashamed. In the meantime, those 4 cops were being brought in by their buddies, you know. They had their coats over their hands so the cuffs wouldn't show. They had their heads ducked down low so nobody would recognize them. I remember feeling I wanted to pull their heads up by their hair so everybody could see. Because a cop like that, the scum of the earth. You give me real evidence, I'll follow it wherever it leads.
Wherever?
Yeah. Wherever.
You're a romantic. And I think you're blushing.
It's the heat.
It's not the heat. You're blushing. I think I'm gonna vote for you.
Your final statement, Mr. Harrison. You have 2 minutes.
Though constantly taking the high moral ground, Mr. Casey's naivete keeps trapping him in the depths of, well, to put it mildly, questionable behavior. He's in the midst of an affair with someone. No, please, listen. I don't bring this up as a smear. It's just that the person he's involved with works for a law firm that has been a consistent enemy of law and order in this city. In 2 instances, traffic was stopped for hours, once at the Brooklyn Bridge and once at the Queens Midtown Tunnel. They've represented the pushcart peddlers who drive away business from legitimate tax-paying merchants, welfare cheats, corrupt local school boards, in other words, all the elements that have made life in this city almost unlivable. The district attorney's office is the representative of law and order in this city. Who do you want sitting in that chair? A newly graduated, naive lawyer with one easy victory behind him? A man who sees nothing wrong with an involvement in a law firm that at times has brought this city to its knees? Or the calm, reasoned, objective point of view of someone who's devoted 18 years of public service to this city and its people? Thank you.
Mr. Casey.
I'm not even going to respond to the personal attack, other than to say that we are sort of living in sin because she won't marry me. I've asked. But I would like to address what I think Mr. Harrison here is really talking about. We're all perfectly aware of the complete loss of respect that exists for government today, particularly the law. Well, I believe that the system can work. But you, all of you, need one basic reassurance. You need to know that the law applies to everyone equally. Rich, poor, black, white, yellow, brown, witness, jury, perpetrator, victim, cops, judges, Wall Street, welfare. All, everyone equally. The party ticket I am running on may not like what I'm saying, but I'm telling you how I feel. There will be only one standard. Did that person break the law? If I am elected, the law will exclude no one. All, everyone will be equal before the law, just like it says on the building. Thank you.
Do we have to go back?
You do. 3 campaign stops tomorrow.
Right. This place is magic.
For what it's worth, I'd never thought I'd want a place like this. Until this morning while making coffee for you.
It's worth a lot. You make very good coffee. I think we should get married.
Will you marry me?
Let's not push it. Marriage wasn't great for me.
You weren't married to me.
How was your meeting with Pagoda?
It's interesting. Can't tell you the content of it.
I understand. When you're the DA, we may wind up on opposite sides a lot. We'll have lots of secrets from each other.
I hate that.
So what do you suggest?
I suggest we tell each other everything. We'll leave it up to the other person to decide for themselves whether to use it.
God, you like to make things difficult. Why not just keep quiet?
That's also an option.
Come in. Thanks for coming in, Mr. Casey. Of course, we've seen each other around for months, but never really met. I'm Captain Lawrence, head of investigation for the DA's office. Of course. This is my assistant, Lieutenant Gentili.
How are you, Counsel? Hi, how are you?
Did a hell of a job, Counselor. I hope I'll be working for you after November. This is Lieutenant Wilson, Internal Affairs. Wilson, would you take over?
Harbor Police fished out what was practically a skeleton in the East River some months ago. Dental records identified the body as Kurt Kleinhoff. A few days later, we obtained a copy of a small black address book. I can't tell you how. The address book had the names of 15 police officers. The 15 officers were and are presently in the 6-4, the 6-5, and the 7-4. As of yesterday at 4 o'clock, we've officially taken over the investigation. That's what we're here for. That's what our department does. One of our first investigations is to find out how many officers named in that book were present at the Jordan Washington shootout.
Do you know if Kleinhoff was dirty?
We don't know. Yet. But we sort of kept tabs on him after he left the force. He was always around drugs, on the fringes. But there was dope and dealers, there was Kleinhoff. We were getting close when he floated up. No point looking for the killer. Forensics can't give us a hint of how he died.
So why am I here?
One of the names in the book was Joey Allegretto, your father's partner.
We have to bring him in, Sean. But we don't want to hurt you or your campaign. And God knows we don't want to hurt your father.
We thought it might be worthwhile for you to talk to him first. Maybe it's something, maybe it's nothing. But if it's something, maybe he'll talk to you. And maybe we can see if there's a way of exercising some damage control in this whole mess.
And I'm supposed to report back to you, is that it?
If I were you, I'd do it, Mr. Casey. It's better to know than not know.
Anybody else you want me to talk to?
Not at the moment.
What the fuck? They don't give you an office? We gotta meet out here? Huh? Come here. How you doing? What's the matter? What's the matter with you?
I'd never wear a wire on you, Joe.
Sorry. I know that. I'm sorry. Come on, come here.
I'm sorry.
Just ever since Kleinhoff floated up, everybody's a little tense, that's all.
Why are they tense, Joey?
People are talking.
What are they talking about?
Internal Affairs getting involved, your office. People edgy.
Joey, you said at the trial you didn't know Kleinhoff.
Yeah, well, I lied.
Why?
Because committing perjury is a hell of a lot easier than admit you know Kleinhoff. Well, what are you gonna do? You gonna report me?
I'll report as little or as much of this conversation as I want to.
That's the deal. You don't know Internal Affairs. You think that's the deal.
I'm the next DA of this city. That's the deal.
Okay.
I'm asking, Joe. You a dirty cop?
Never.
Why is your name in Kleinhoff's book?
Didn't know he had a book. Anyway, he tried to call me a couple times. I always said no.
Why didn't you go after him?
The truth?
Yeah.
I didn't have the balls. He made a lot of money to a lot of cops. I figured I'd keep my own nose clean, and that's that.
Did he try to reach my father? Look at me. Did he try to reach my father?
I swear to you, as far as I know, your father's clean. Okay?
Why here? You swear to me here, Mama's grave, you're clean on this Kleinhoff business.
Kleinhoff?
Kleinhoff! You know damn well Kleinhoff is! Don't look at me that way! He had his hands all over some cops in 6-4 and 6-5 and 7-4! Swear to me right here, Pop! Right here! You're clean.
I swear to you, it's your mother's grave. I'm clean. Why'd you lie at the trial? Joey's already told you. Joey told you about our meeting? Of course. What about Joe? He's clean. Why is his name in Kleinhof's book? Kleinhoff tried to reach him. Joey comes to me and he asks me what should he do. What should he do? I told him I didn't want to touch it. So he turned him down. How do you know? How do I know what? That he turned him down! He's my partner. Sorry. Sorry, bro. He's clean, Captain Lawrence.
Thank you, Sean. Glad to hear it. Sean talked to him. Says Allegretta's clean.
That's what I'd expect him to say.
9 o'clock results. Let's go!
The polls are just closed. Let's go to our correspondent, Donna Hanover, for our special election coverage.
With voting just ended, we've already got our first victory of the evening. And considering how close the polls were, it comes as a big surprise. According to our exit polling, Sean Casey will win easily over his Casey should get at least 64% of the vote by our projections. Though not quite that conclusively, it looks by early count that Mayor Williams should also waltz in comfortably.
Can't go on like this, can it? One wonderful thing happening after another.
In my experience, no. You can't go on like this.
What's been your experience?
Nothing brutal. In fact, on the whole, I'm lucky. It's just that I keep picking guys that I expect to be perfect. I don't mean money and looks, like you. Just perfect. And then we get close, and the flaws show up. I guess that's my flaw. Expecting Lancelot.
You haven't picked wrong with me, Peggy.
I know. And it frightens me even more. What if you're everything I hoped for and...
What? And what?
And it turns out I'm not good enough for you. If I'm not, I don't want to know that about myself.
Will you marry me?
Maybe. I want to. I'm scared.
Can we at least live together? In the same place?
Okay, your place or mine?
Whichever.
Mine.
Good choice.
But don't give up yours.
Yet.
No, I don't recognize the name Kleinhoff. I've had over 1,000 officers working under me in my command for 32 years. How do you expect me to remember a name?
Because he was paying you every month. If you're clean, you got no reason to be so nervous.
Are you kidding me? You know what it means to even be called in here?
You got pictures? What do you got?
We don't have to tell you anything. You have to tell us.
Bullshit. If you had pictures, you'd be shoving them in my face so you could turn me into a rat.
I don't know nothing about knocking off Washington.
I will not answer any questions unless a PBA lawyer is present.
I'd like you to repeat that. Just one time outside this room. You'd be swallowing your teeth by now.
I swear I'm innocent. Killed Jordan Washington? Are you crazy?
Crack.
Mr. Casey, it always starts this way. Everybody's innocent. They're all lying. If their lips are moving, they're lying. Within a week, somebody will come in to make a deal for himself, then the whole house of cards collapses. They're going down.
Come heavy. Barnard Street, apartment 3, David. We got 2 plainclothes going in with warrants. Send back up. Come heavy.
Hi.
Sean,
Yeah.
one of your perks. Well, if there's anyone you want as your secretary. I mean, well, you should have who you want.
Eileen, I'd like you to stay on, please. I need all the help I can get.
I'd be honored.
Eileen, you know where that warrant might be? The one that Joey, my father, had?
It's in that stack I just brought you. All the documentation is chronological, so it should be right at the top.
That's a Xerox. You know where the original might be?
Who signed this?
In Pelletary.
Could have gone back to his office. Could be floating around the 74th precinct. Do you want me to locate it?
Please.
Could take a couple of days.
Okay.
Hi.
How you feeling, Marky?
Lousy. What else do you want to ask me?
Came to thank you. I owe a lot to you.
Don't thank me. I may have done you a favor. It'll start soon. You'll see.
What'll start?
The pressure. In fact, from what I heard, it started already.
What'd you hear?
Internal affairs, they're pressing you?
How'd you hear it?
People owe me. How bad is it?
I don't know yet. This internal affairs business, I'm afraid to go through the door. I don't know what to expect.
Expect the worst, so prepare yourself. Everybody's gonna want a piece of you now that you're elected. Leaves you in a damn good position, kid. When they grab for you, when they go for that piece of you, you get something back. But you always get back more than you gave. You hear me, kid? More than you gave.
What are you saying to me? It's gonna be one big deal I'm making?
100 little 1,000. Deal after deal after deal after deal.
It's not why I became a lawyer.
Who cares why you became a lawyer? Only you. Nobody else gives a shit. Why, you want clean hands? Become a priest. Look, kid, what you're searching for, you're not gonna find it. Not in this place, at this time. Maybe no place at any time. But you'll be better than most. That's what you're gonna have to be satisfied with. Get the hell out of here, please. You're depressing me. Come on.
Oh, God.
Please.
I'd kiss you, but you're an ugly bastard.
So what do you think, Lieutenant? Can I do myself some good here?
You're the first to come forward. I'm sure we can help, but I'll need corroboration for everything you tell us.
I don't see a problem. My old partner, Estevez, you had him in here. For a deal, he'll talk.
Good. But that's it. After the two of you, no more deals.
I'm saddened to announce the indictment this morning of 5 police officers on charges of bribery and dealing in narcotics. Their names are in the press release you have been given. The indictments are the result of a 2-month investigation by the Internal Affairs Division. The investigation was conducted by Lieutenant Wilson. End of statement.
Any more cops to come, Sean?
It's an ongoing investigation.
You're an ex-cop, Mr. District Attorney. How do you feel?
Lousy.
I noticed that 3 of the 5 names were in the 74th precinct. Isn't your father in the 74th precinct?
If there's anything I hate as much as a dirty cop, the scandal-mongering reporter looking for a sensational story. Yost me of a good cop. A cop who almost gave his life for the city is despicable. You find that funny? Having said that, I can tell you that this investigation will go wherever the evidence leads. This press conference is over. Eileen, any word on the warrant?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. We can't find any trace of the original.
How come?
Happens all the time.
cleared it.
Here, let me help you.
For God's sake, just sit there. I'd like you to volunteer after all the hard work's done, right? Make it a roast beef. That's when I gotta use you. Peeling the potatoes and scraping the carrots. Just sit there, drink your Guinea Red, and I'll take care of it.
It was great, Pop. When did you learn how to cook?
Oh, after your mom died. Days off, that's so damn lonely around here. That people were nice, they kept inviting me over for Sunday dinner. I knew I'd have to invite them back, and restaurants around here ain't great. Also, I tend to drink a little too much in the restaurant. I don't know why. So I started cooking. Made my days off go faster. And I could repay my neighbors like a civilized man. Go ahead, don't wait for me. Just get the milk. I can't take credit for that pie, I'm afraid. It's store-bought. But Casey heated. There we go. Want some coffee?
Yeah. So, Sean, you wanted to see us, and we wanted to see you. So what's up?
Go ahead, take them.
You first.
Okay, we got a little favor to ask you, Shano.
Tough one, Pop.
For you, I guess it will be. Go ahead, Joey.
I guess the only thing to do is just say it, right?
Wait.
Got caught in my hand in the cookie jar.
Whose cookie jar?
Oh, Kleinoff. Somebody ratted me out to internal affairs, and they called me in.
How long you been on the take?
About 4 years.
How much?
Over the whole time, I don't know, about 60, 70 grand.
Grand jury?
Yeah, in about 2 or 3 weeks.
What do you want me to do about it?
Joey's offered to cooperate. I told him, they got me. But that fucking prick Wilson, he turned me down. He said he's got everybody he needs.
Talk to him, Sean. He can use Joey. One more witness never hurt the prosecution. He'll listen to you. You're the DA.
You know, it's a personal thing with that fucking prick. He's been after me for years. About 8, 9 years ago.
Bullshit. You might as well be selling dope yourself.
Sean, don't. What do you mean, don't? Don't what, Pop? Don't tell him he's a scumbag? That he's a disgrace? What about it, Pop? You tell me. What do you want me to do? Sean, he's my partner.
All right, hold it. Just hold it. I don't want you two to... I mean, that's not right. Yeah, I'm your partner. But this is your son. And I don't want to cause no bad feeling between you two. And you can stop worrying. Because he had nothing to do with anything.
There's no way I'm going to talk to internal affairs about him.
What if I had something new to offer?
Something new to offer? Like what?
There were 8 cops who...
8 cops for what, Joey? What?
talked about taking out Washington.
My God. Including you, Joey?
Yeah, including me. And the night of the shootout, they all came
And
running.
they were there the night of the shootout, weren't they?
Yeah. Including the 2 rat fucks that turned me into
The
Wilson.
2 rat fucks? Rat fucks? You took money from Harlow's biggest dealer. You committed perjury at his trial. You engaged in a conspiracy to kill him when you wouldn't cough up more dough. And now you're offering to turn in 7 other cops in order to save yourself, and you have the nerve to call them rat fucks? You were a cop, Joe, and now you're garbage. You're nothing. I hope some crazy junkie takes you out in the valley one night.
Son, I didn't know.
Godo was right.
It's funny, you spent years with a partner. You lived. Sometimes you die together. But you don't know.
Was Jordan Washington the only honest witness at the trial?
You mean, did I lie about anything?
Of course not, Pop. Did you?
The warrant.
I came to see you about. What about it?
The day of the stakeout, I made out a new one. The old one expired the day before. I made out a new one, signed in Pelletari's name. Nobody checks the signature.
Why? Pop, why?
Oh. Nail it, son. Remember? We were this close. This close to nailing that son of a bitch. Snitch said he was going to show that weekend.
Get an extension.
It was a Friday. Go find a goddamn judge after 3 o'clock.
No,
on a
you
Friday.
could have found one,
How many
Pop.
judges do you think I know? Huh? And I don't trust half of them. I wanted Jordan Washington. You don't know how bad I wanted it. Biggest fucking collar of my whole life. And that bastard. Murderer. A man who destroys his own people. They did it to him, now he was doing it to others.
And there were 15 cops helping him.
Give me that shit! $600,000 a year! $600,000 a year! Nobody could resist that. How many doctors, lawyers, those bastards who put the gas tags in their own place, those fucks that buy boats with other people's life savings! Tell me, who can resist $600,000? I'll tell you who. 27,000 other cops on the force, that's who. Or maybe it's 26,000 or 25,000. Or maybe it's 20,000. But it's more than the rest of the goddamn country. And to top it all off, 2 of us go in. Me and Zoe. 2 of us go through that door because we want Jordan Washington. Only Jesus Christ stops me from killing him on the spot. You think I'm gonna let him walk when all I gotta do is go down the hall, pick up a blank, make out a new warrant? Make a copy, smudge it up a little, leave it on my desk? Help me, Sean. I'd rather do time than not do what I did.
It can happen, Pop. You can do time and Jordan will walk if word gets out. Some wine.
I still got it. The warrant. The originally outdated one. I got kind of superstitious. I wanted the jacket around me to remind me how close I'd come to dying. Well, lucky I'd been there for, you know how many years?
37.
37. When I left the hospital, they gave me my clothes back. The jacket, the shoes, all was left. The shirt, the pants, they had to cut them away. I reached in the pocket. There it was. Jesus Christ, what a mess I brought to you.
I want to get at home now, Pop.
Listen, son. If you can't live with us, you know, just keeping a secret about the warrant, just tell me. I don't want you to carry the burden. I'll go in, I'll tell him I did it. I don't want you to go against your feelings because you know what's right. I'm just an old cop. Maybe should have been put out the pasture long ago. So much going on, I just don't understand anymore.
Joey's dead. He shot himself.
How'd you hear?
Morning news, driving down here.
Did he leave a note? A note. Did he leave a note?
They didn't say.
Frank? Yeah. Can I use your phone? Sure.
Can't have Bob here alone.
This is Liam Casey. Please leave a message. Thank you.
I gotta get out there.
Maggie?
Not yet. I want to get to the office. Come on. Just in case he calls.
You want me to come up with you?
I get some work done.
Hey, whose car?
Mine.
Then move it.
Sean, are you all right?
Yeah.
Detective Casey, nice to see you.
I'm real sorry I had to call you at home, Your Honor. Thanks for seeing me.
No big deal. Come on in.
Thank you.
Come in.
Is this what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
During the trial, there was a Xerox of the arrest warrant. As soon as I saw this, I knew this was the original. And that there's probably a difference between the two. Is there?
Yeah. The date was changed and the signature. You gonna take it to Pagoda?
I have to. I can't.
Sean, here. I work for him. I'm in love with you.
I'm the DA and I'm gonna destroy evidence.
It's happened before.
It wasn't supposed to happen to me.
It's not supposed to happen to any of us.
That's the story, Your Honor. So I came to turn myself in.
Wow. Hello. Mr. Casey?
Yes.
I'm Pelletieri here. Your dad's sitting here with me. He's just told me some cock and bull story about an arrest warrant. It seems to me he's confused. I distinctly remember filling out the warrant form on the day of the raid. What was that date again, Leo?
October 13th.
Right, October 13th. I can remember it as clearly as if I were doing it now. I was so excited at the idea that we might bring in Jordan Washington, I couldn't wait to fill it out. I wished him good luck, I remember that. He told me there's another warrant floating around. Do you have it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, get rid of it. I've got the original right here. It must have been sent to the house instead of the office. I'll bring it in with me today.
Thanks, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I speak to my father?
Your son wants you.
Hey, Shona.
Pop. Pop? Did you hear about Joey?
No? What?
It's bad news, Pop. Pop? So I'm quitting.
Why quit?
Because I can see where it's going. I owe Pelletieri. I don't know who my father owes. I owe Peggy. Peggy owes you for not bringing you the warrant. It'll go on forever.
Sean, things never work out as simply as you want them to. If Peggy had brought me that warrant, I don't know that I would have used it. I mean it. I was after dirty cops. I got dirty cops. Why should I let that animal back out on the street?
What about his rights?
I'm not perfect. I never thought I was perfect. Do you think you're perfect?
Not anymore.
My name is McGovern, Mr. McGovern, to you. I am the assistant to the assistant deputy administrative assistant to the district attorney in New York County. We're starting something new this year. The district attorney will be giving the opening orientation lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, District Attorney Casey.
Eight months ago, I was ready to resign. It was also much more complicated than I imagined. Started when I was an ADA, just as you hope to be soon. My first time out, first time in night court, I had 18 cases to handle. And as you soon find out, you have to arraign your perps within 24 hours of their arrest. 1/2 hour before court, I finally get all my yellow sheets down from Albany, and the first guy up, never seen before. But his yellow sheet shows he's got one prior conviction for robbery. But I don't know if he mugged an old lady in an alley to feed his habit, or he stole food from a supermarket to feed his kids. Now, later I get involved in a case where breaking the law was more just than upholding the law. And upholding the law killed a man. Now, I don't have to prepare you for a job where circumstances are black and white. I was lucky I had a case like that launch my career. But you're going to spend most of your time in the gray areas. But out there, that's where you're going to come face to face with who you really are. And that's a frightening thing to ask of you. And it might take a lifetime to figure out. For me, I know I have two things. I know I still have complete faith in the law. And I also know I'm fallible. And I just hope God is not finished with me yet. For you, it's going to depend on who you are right now. If you're in it for the hustle, I guarantee you're going to come across a case that you actually believe in. And you're going to lose it. It's going to break your heart, and you'll be damned. And if you think you're a saint, well, I guarantee you're going to come across a case where you're going to have to make a deal, and you're going to win it. And that'll break your heart. And you'll be damned. So you might as well believe in it from the beginning. Or it's less that way. If you get tired, get out. Because I'll fire you. If you find that the funny stories are starting to matter more than the case, get out or I'm going to fire you. And if, God forbid, you wake up one day and you just don't care anymore, then please, just get out. Because then I'm going to really have to